Ever tried drop D tuning? This is one of the easiest ways to make your guitar sound bigger and deeper and more powerful, especially if you play solo flat picking tunes. In this video I show you how to tune to drop D and why it sounds so full, and a few essential chord shapes to get you started. So here we go. First of all, we need to tune the guitar to drop D. That simply means that we want to tune the last string, the E string, down to D. That's why it's called drop D. And in order to do that, I like to play my fourth string open first, and then I tune down that E string down to D. Now that's a very low sound. In fact, this low D is an octave lower than the open D string. And for that reason, I usually fine-tune the last string using harmonics. And I like to do this. I play the fourth string open, and then I play the harmonic at the 12th fret of the sixth string. Now those two notes are at the same octave, and I like to tune my low D string here on the flat side, so to speak. That means that it's not perfectly in tune, it's a little bit flat, and I'm doing this because the tension of that string is not much. And as soon as I press this string at the 5th fret, the 7th fret, the 2nd fret, chances are that those notes are going to be a little sharp, right? And that's why I tune the low D on the flat side. Alright, so now listen to the sound of the tuning. If I play a D chord, this is a huge, big sound, right? Because now I can strum all 6 strings. In fact, drop D tuning is really useful when we play in the key of D or D minor. So now let me show you a few fingerings, a few chord shapes, because, all right, first of all, when I'm playing drop D, in drop D, there is a nice D chord fingering that I like to use, and it sounds like this. Very nice. So what I'm doing here is quite simple. I'm playing the 4th string at the 4th fret, ring finger, F sharp, and then the 3rd string, 2nd fret, index, and then 2nd string, 3rd fret, middle finger, and that's a D note. So this is a D triad anyway, and if I play the 1st string, okay, that's an extra sound there. It's like a D-edit 9th, but anyway, it's a nice D sounding chord, voicing. So give that a try, and then if you want to have a free chord chart with the main drop D diagrams, just comment chord chart below and I will send you the link, all right? Okay, in the key of D, usually we have G and A, and G is the 4 chord, A is the 5 chord. Sometimes we also have the minor second, that's an E minor. So let me show you how I like to play those chords in drop D. This is really easy. Let's start with the minor second, and you will see why in a moment, in a second. So this is my E minor fingering, but now, you know, that's not an E string, an E note anymore, so that's not my bass, and I need, because now this is D sharp, E, that's an E note, not the open D. So I will need to include that note in my E minor fingering, and the simplest way to do this is this: you jump up to the 5th and 4th and 6th string. All right, so instead of playing the 4th and the 5th, you play the 5th and the 6th. Now that's an E minor 7th actually, but it's just an E minor with an extra sound, and that works very, very well with the D chord. Right? All right, and now for G and A, look, you just move those two fingers from the 2nd fret, same fingering, up to the 5th fret. And now that's one way of playing the G chord. Actually, it's one of my favorite ways to play the G chord in drop D. Again, the top string, that E string is not part of the G triad, so this is a G6 actually. But again, it sounds really good with the other chords. If you really want to play a G chord without the open E string, well, you will need the index there. You need to put your index at the 3rd fret, and then in this case I will be using the ring finger and the pinky finger, and now that's a regular G chord. Again, I can play all 6 strings, and I can always play all 6 strings when I'm playing those fingerings. All right. And then guess what? For the A chord, I move that fingering, the same fingering, up 2 frets, and now that's an A chord. In this case, by the way, I'm killing the 4th string with the pad of the pinky finger. This is not really an A triad, it's a little more than that. That sounds very, very good along with the G and E minor. And you see, I have a big drone going on here, right? Because those strings, those open strings are gluing the chords together, and I think that's cool. Of course, you can play the A chord like you always do, right? I don't know what fingering you usually use, but anyway, that A chord. But be careful here when you play that fingering, you shouldn't touch or strike the last string, all right? Because that's a D note and is not part of the triad and doesn't go very well with the rest of the A chord. So, and the same goes if you play A minor, if you play C. Yeah, you don't want to touch that last string, otherwise it's going to sound terrible. And let me give you one more fingering. Sometimes, you know, you can press the 5th and the 4th string with just the index finger, like this. So 1 bar on the last 3 strings, and this is an E minor. It's not an E minor 7th anymore, it's a regular E minor. Be careful not to touch the 3rd string when you're doing that. And again, that's a very common fingering in drop D. You can move that up to F, for example. And maybe you only play the last 3 strings, like this. see, this is a useful fingering that you can move to the 5th fret, G, to the 7th fret, A. Just one fingering for all different chords. All right, so yeah, again, I think this is a very useful tuning, easy tuning, and useful when you are playing solo flat picking guitar. And again, if you want a free chord chart, just comment chord chart below and I will send you the link, or find the link in the description. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to play more drop D tuning stuff, maybe some licks or riffs, and here is a video that you can watch, and that way you keep working on your drop D. Okay, thank you for watching, and let me know what you think about this. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao!